Hello everybody, this is me, Martel, back again. This one I'm actually forgot to address this video called hyperrealism. America is very about hyper individual. I'm independent. I'm strong independent. Feminists keep saying that, no disrespect to any feminist groups. Okay, you can be strong independent. You hear these red pill mental dudes say they don't need no woman. You hear feminists say they don't need no man. What's going to happen to psychology? You know what I'm saying? You keep hearing all this. And Winston Wood, I know I'm gonna throw him into this video. Shout out, what up, Winston? This is me, Martel. A reason, great lady, a very long time supporter of the channel too. Great lady, and I can't say her name, but if you're watching, you're incredible, and I make this video up for you, by me. But anyways, America is always about you, you and I, never we and us. You know what I'm saying? Intertwine. You know what I'm saying? In America, everybody's all about, let's be realistic, capitalism. About making moolah, money, dough, cash. You know what I'm saying? Stash and all. But, you can't be a genuine person here. You know what I'm saying? People take genuine as being, as a joke. Nice guys finish last. You know what I'm saying? That kind of trope. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And yeah, America is very hyper individualist. You know what I'm saying? If you don't conform, you SOL, And I'm keeping it clean tonight because I'm in a good mood tonight, despite I'm lonely as hell, bored out of my mind. But for you, great lady, for you, because I care. I also care about my audience. And tell me that you be real with you a couple of months, but now I'm in a great state of mind. I wasn't in a great state of mind. But for time being, I am. Just took me a cold medicine and I got my cough drop. I'm drinking some water. Yeah. America's all about put on an image in front. That's all it is, just delusions, I was talking, I was actually talking to my lady about this, that America is just about trying to, put on a show, you know what I'm saying? It's all about showing off. I read it was, Golden Dude was telling me this, that in the West, you gotta puff out your chest to be in the West, you know what I'm saying? And it ain't just happening in America or anything, but and I want to put this in a True Force Lonely video because, well, if you don't conform, you wish you was never born, you know what I'm saying? And I'm also a poet, I'm also a writer, I'm also a recording artist. Yeah. America's all about image and gimmicks, you know what I'm saying? That's all it's about, just image and gimmicks, And I went there because, excuse me, I'm coming down with a cold. I'm sorry. Took me a cold medicine. Hoping I can fight this. Yeah, but it's really sucked that you got all this different turn the droops, sub genres and nonsense like this. You got no disrespect to any turn genre groups or anything, because I look them to be emo, golf, punk, rock, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no discrimination or minorities, people with disabilities, LGBT, no disrespect. Despite I'm a person with disabilities, kind of ironic. I don't try to see myself as disabled. I try to think of the third person, the third party sometimes, you know what I'm saying? The second person, the third party, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's kind of weird how I look at things, but, that's just me, Try to keep everything spiced up. And I kind of realized I kind of, in a way, burn myself out doing that, try to think outside the box crazy amount of time because, well, I get bored. If I get bored, y'all get bored. So the feeling is mutual on both ends of the spectrum, you know what I'm saying? And I do agree with this woman so wholeheartedly much, you know what I'm saying? And I'm keeping myself on good terms right now, for unfortunate TikTok overlords. Because I've been using a lot of profanity for the last of my videos. So for once, I'll keep it wholesome and clean. Despite I have a bald spot, that's alright. It's funny that young men are bald in their 30s, I'm 33, but I guess I'm getting old, you know what I'm saying? It must be stress or anxiety and all. They've been burning my hair, also hair off my legs too, but that's not important. What's important is hyper individualism sucks. It's bred into American culture. It's so toxic. I was to say about American culture is very toxic. And speaking on this, why not just throw a bone in here? Why not talk about toxic femininity and toxic masculinity. You know what I'm saying? Man, that's also the media perpetration garbage of that too. You know, they want man and woman to be divided. We already got racial division. Now we got gender division. And for once, I'm gonna put this in a video: declining birth rates in America. You know what I'm saying? And it's very bad if you tell young man and woman that they don't need each other. Psychotic. Going boom boom. Bye bye. Age of the dinosaurs. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I'm looking at the decline rates, and it's not looking good, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna look that up at you in another video of declining birth rates in America or in the West, you know what I'm saying? And Africa, China, India, Latin America, no disrespect, I'm not xenophobic or anything, and I love my international audience, but let me be real. Across the board, you know what I'm saying? I apologize if that sounds xenophobic. Y'all could come at me if you want to, I'm sorry in advance, but yeah, they have an increased birth rate, but in America / West, decreasing birth rate. You know what I'm saying? Look what you see in America. Let's just keep it down to America for now. Well, look what you see in America media. You see reality garbage shows. You seen teen pregnancy garbage shows. You seen degeneracy and all that, buffoonery and all that, tomfoolery and all that, ignorance being promoted, dumbed down education and all that. Of course, they want the populace to be dumbed down and all that. But I better be careful because I don't want to come off too much, you know what I'm saying? You gotta keep it brief. But here I speak, you know what I'm saying? Keep it brief, but here I speak, And I realized my videos was kind of, I give y'all this a little bit of lecturing, and I'm trying to, try to keep it to a nice medium balance for everybody. Excuse me for a moment, I gotta sneeze. I forgot to sneeze, I'm sorry. Nigga tell my eyes are red. But that's not important though. What's important is, Americans are very hyper individualist, you know what I'm saying? And it's baffling why it's like that, you know what I'm saying? It's very baffling. Especially I speak this all about truth versus loneliness that, hard to fit in. And I had made a video about this, but I decided to say here while I'm on video that 10 years ago, I would be calling people sellouts and all that, but now in my 30s, I kind of have to self-reflect, have to look back at myself like, oh, there's a reason why, no, I'm just don't fit in. Let's be realistic. Nobody don't want to be felt left out and abandoned, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I was saying about the black sheep versus the white sheep and all that. The white sheep always going to get accepted. The black sheep, the black rebel and all that. Maybe it's like the duality kind of thing, you're going against, forces. And sometimes forces go against me, So it's kind of like a duality thing, imbalance to balance, the yin and yang, And I'm trying to keep my videos short because I know that a lot of people don't want to hear me just a bunch of rambling going on for over 10 minutes. So I'm learning to work on that unless it's like about documents or videos or something. So that's caught my attention, anything, And I can't really, for once, knock these young people why they forced to sell out, you know what I'm saying? Why they had to sell to the machines, sell to corporations and all that, capitalists and stuff, Even I had to kind of change my tune a bit because, well, myself are going to be dealing with those kind of forces, and I don't want to be on disability for the rest of my life either, you know what I'm saying? So even now I'm forced to sell out. I kind of had to hold back myself, even bite back my own tongue. And I used to always talk about rebel. When I was talking to a great man, Trey, so let's call him Trey. He was a cool dude. We talk about when same age as me. We talk about when we was in our 20s, we were young, young, rebellious, ready to take on the world and all that. Now we, so of course, with age, you're forced to kind of calm down. You go for a lot of twists and turmoils and chaos and all that. A lot of hurting and grieving and all that, in the last couple of decades, But now I'm in a somewhat semi-balanced kind of state. I don't take anything for granted. And due to financial restraints and all that, it's kind of hard to have a balance sometimes. But what I'm trying to say about this is I can't really knock why a lot of people are selling out. and I guess it's go around hyper individualism. Nobody don't want to be felt left out. But it's just an imbalance with the media and social media promoting to kids nowadays and teenagers, basically tell men to go become sausage smokers and tell young women become a bunch of lint lickers. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being modest here. It's really baffling to hear a bunch of young men and women talk they don't need each other. I guess I came from a different time where family morals has some foundation. Nowadays, you just see a bunch of broken homes. You see unhealthy relationships between man and woman and man. It's just unhealthy across the board. And me and Ice was just talking about this too. Like having a healthy male and female relationships, you know what I'm saying? Especially it starts in the home. A lot of young men and women don't know what a healthy foundation is like. How can you blame them? I was very fortunate for mine. Mine's was dysfunctional too. I'm not trying to paint my fairy tale or anything. I went for some serious dysfunctional for my family too, and it baffles me. And I feel like I'm not meant for this generation of people. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm losing touch with myself as well as I'm losing touch with you guys. And I can't blame you why you feel like you're losing touch with yourself because, well, you feel like you force to conform. You force to conform. You're dealing with jobs, dealing with therapists. Myself included, I was forced by the law to get therapy. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry I went over a little time and I was about to keep it short. And yeah, you're forced to conform. You want to get a job, you got to conform. You got to lie. It is for what it is, And I also says in my business page about this, which is ironic, as Mr. Martel Sear, that's also be me. But in my business format, I talk about how jobs discriminate. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you forced to conform. I have no felonies or records, but guess what? When you tell the people the truth, well, okay, I don't never mention I'm disabled, despite to you guys, I love you guys. But in the force, I have to hide the fact I'm disabled. And sometimes if they ask me if I'm black, I have to be real with y'all. I have to hide the fact I'm black too, And it feels like a sellout move, and I can't blame y'all. You can call me a sellout if you want to, but I can't really knock what a lot of young men and women felt this way, especially hyper individualism, telling young girls not, play guys and young boys teaching young boys how to be manipulators. I hate manipulators for man and woman. Stop that. That is not cool. That's not cute. And here's something I'm probably going to get attacked by all feminists about this. Black, white, Asian, Latino feminists about this. Okay, I have a problem with gender norms, gender rules, you know what I'm saying? Why can't this man and woman just be themselves? Especially that's the thing the lady was talking about, that a lot of Americans just not themselves, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of it is sick program going on, One moment, please. Some say you're just speaking on some, some real intellectual stuff. I'm just trying to speak with knowledge what y'all see, And I'm trying to keep a happy balance. I ain't trying to come up to like some lecturing kind of brother, and I ain't trying to come off like some ignorant buffoon either. So it's like, I gotta keep a balance to some degree, you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of hard, especially, I realized what the woman was telling me too. If you're watching, you're a great woman, by the way, and I recognize you from yours truly, Martel. It makes me mad and livid that there's no such thing as a healthy male-female role models or relationships in this country no more, I'm very thankful for ISIS and great ladies like you. Also just great, great men and women in general, ladies and gentlemen, regardless, It's baffling, it's gut-wrenching to hear a bunch of young men and women talk destroying each other, and I gotta be careful what I say on YouTube about that. And it breaks my heart to see what's the youth going to be in the next 10, 15, 20 years, I don't know, man. It's like hyper individualism and toxic masculinity, toxic femininity just sucks. Work it out, communicate. Stop running to the media. And this sounds like hypocrite for all of us, including the audience. Stop running to social media, destroying families and stuff like this, especially what happened with Master P and Romeo. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Master P and Romeo, I don't know if you ever gonna get this, but please shut up and actually work it out, talk it out. You know what I'm saying? A lot of men, let's be realistic, and I will be probably going against myself here, but I don't care. I'm probably going to get called Uncle Tom in the cell for saying this, but I don't care. Sons need fathers. Daughters need fathers. Also, sons and daughters need mothers. Mothers and fathers, you know what I'm saying? And yes, I go there. It breaks my heart to hear young boys coming up without parents or well, a mom or dad. Unless they orphans, my apologies. Or unless they orphans, adoptions, my apologies in advance. I don't mean to sound cruel and harsh. But, for those who grew up in broken households, they don't know what a stable, functional family household is. And it breaks my heart. Me, I used to talk about, eventually want to start a family of our own. We talk about that for the last, well, almost every week we talk about what's it like to be a father, or, if I were to be a father, should be the mother and all that. It's bad for me to say we can't even do that because it's bad influences, peer pressure, teen pregnancy, gang violence. I unfortunately been around that garbage, so I know that from firsthand experience. You know what I'm saying? And there's no way a kid could live and survive in that kind of mess. In that kind of poisonous environment. But not everybody's like that. There are people who survive much worse, become better citizens. They're making poor examples. Let's be realistic. That's a little minority. And congratulations to those minority who beat the odds, beat the impossible. I beat the impossible being, a disabled black man that graduated high school, but was forced to drop out of college because, well, I didn't be real with you. Nobody didn't really want to help me get into college, understand college. You know what I'm saying? Plus, they were racist and jerks, at the community college. So that happened to me twice. And they were racist. I called my own community college as racist and predators against the disabled. I said it. Anyway, back to us saying hyper individualism sucks and it needs to stop. You know what I'm saying? But Americans don't care. You know what I'm saying? The West don't care about building family. That's why America and the West going to collapse. You know what I'm saying? Just saying for what it is. And I'm about to keep it simple. You know what I'm saying? Let's be realistic. Even though I'm not of these nations and no disrespect, I'm not trying to sound like I'm xenophobic. And my apologies in advance. Africa is about family. Middle Eastern is about family. Asia about family. Latin communities about family, in Latin America and all that so forth. But still in America, let's be realistic. I won't preach this at all, but let's be realistic. Half marriages end in divorce, and let's be real. What I'm gonna say here: 80 to 90% majority of American women initiate divorce because they feel bored, or the husband can't provide, or the husband can't satisfy. Either or. And it goes back to, it's piss poor communication. Nobody don't know how to speak. How the hell are you supposed to have a relationship if you don't communicate? You don't speak. You know what I'm saying? And you can't talk to people nowadays because people are dumb as rocks. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people can't even hold intelligent conversation, let alone relationship. And if you can't hold intellectual conversation, how the hell are you supposed to be in a relationship? Seriously. And I snapped. My apologies. But anyways, that off my chest. Hyper individualism and toxic masculinity and despicable toxic femininity. Both. You know what? Screw the gender norms. Screw the psychology norms. Talk it out. I'm out.